Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Shock Doc Medical. This is Dr. Rod, and today I've got something absolutely wild to share with you. Have you ever wondered how one breakthrough study could completely reshape the future of medicine overnight? Well, buckle up, because we're diving into the story of a $25 nasal spray that Harvard scientists say might just beat the flu, colds, and even COVID-19 with almost 100% success. All right, so here's the deal. Researchers at Harvard Medical School have cooked up a simple, drug-free nasal spray. Yep, you heard that right, drug-free. That's designed to protect us by acting as a physical barrier right at the point where viruses try to invade our bodies, our noses. And get this, in lab studies, it's been shown to capture large respiratory droplets and neutralize a broad spectrum of viruses and bacteria with over 99.99% effectiveness. Imagine that. For just $25, you might be looking at a game changer for flu season and beyond. Let's break this down. The product, known in scientific circles as the pathogen capture and neutralizing spray, or PANS, but marketed under the friendlier name Profi, is made up of some pretty harmless ingredients. We're talking pectin, gelin, polysorbate 80, benzalkonium chloride, and phenethyl alcohol. These ingredients aren't some mysterious compounds. They're pulled straight from the FDA's inactive ingredients database and are generally recognized as safe. So no scary side effects on the horizon here. At least, that's what the science suggests. Now, here's an interesting tidbit from Harvard's Jeffrey Karp. He mentioned that in their lab tests, the nasal spray didn't just coat the nasal cavity, it stuck around for a solid 8 hours, reducing the load of viruses and bacteria like influenza A and B, SARS-CoV-2, RSV, adenovirus, and even bacteria that cause pneumonia by over 99.99%. And when they put it to the test on mice exposed to a severe flu virus, all the mice that got the spray survived, while those that didn't, well, they didn't make it. That's some pretty impressive preclinical data, right? Now, I know what you're thinking. Doc, this sounds too good to be true. And honestly, there are a few caveats. First off, these results are from studies in mice and tests using a 3D printed replica of a human nose, not actual human trials in the messy, unpredictable real world. So while the data is super promising, we're not quite at the point where we can say with absolute certainty that this will work in all of us. But hey, if it even comes close to what's been shown in the lab, it could be a real breakthrough. Now, let's talk about the logistics and the real-world impact. The spray isn't going through the typical FDA approval process because of the lengthy, expensive trials that come with being regulated as a medical treatment. Instead, it's being sold as a personal care product. That means no clinical trials to back up medical claims. So while the published research in advanced materials points to that mind-blowing 99.99% efficacy, the manufacturers can't actually advertise it as a cure-all for viral infections. It's a bit of a workaround due to federal regulatory structures, but it also speeds up how quickly it can hit the market. Now, think about this. Every year, flu kills somewhere between 5,000 and 50,000 Americans, mostly folks over 50, and especially those over 65. Worldwide, flu takes about 700,000 lives each year. And let's not even get started on the impact of COVID-19, with confirmed numbers in the millions and the real toll likely even higher. If a simple, affordable nasal spray can reduce our risk by catching these pathogens right at the door, that's huge. I also want to share a bit of perspective from Harvard Assistant Professor Nitin Joshi. He explained that his team rigorously screened ingredients that had already been used in approved nasal formulations. They mixed and matched combinations to maximize both safety and effectiveness. In other words, they didn't just throw anything together. They methodically engineered a formula that might just be the best defense we've had against these pesky viruses and bacteria. Okay, so let's get into some of the nitty-gritty details. Here's what you need to know. Cost. The spray is priced at $25, making it super accessible if it proves effective in real-world use. Ingredients. It contains pectin, gelin, polysorbate 80, benzalkonium chloride, and phenethyl alcohol. All of these are on the FDA's generally recognized as safe list. Effectiveness. In lab tests, it reduced viral and bacterial loads by over 99.99% and lasted 8 hours in the nose. Testing. The data comes from studies on mice and a 3D printed nose model. not yet from human trials. Regulation. Due to the regulatory structure, it's sold as a personal care product rather than a medical treatment, so no official medical claims can be made yet. Availability. It's currently on the market in the US, Canada, and Australia. You know, I remember back in the day when I first heard about nasal sprays that could do more than just relieve congestion. It sounded like something out of a James Bond gadget, a tiny spray that could fend off viral invaders before they even get a chance to mess with you. And now, here we are, with research coming out of one of the top institutions in the world suggesting that this could be our new frontline defense against respiratory illnesses. So, what do you think? Could this $25 nasal spray be the next big thing in our battle against the flu, colds, and COVID-19? Imagine if, every winter, instead of scrambling to get a flu shot, you could just use a simple spray that offers robust protection for hours on end. It's almost too good to be true. But if it pans out, it could save countless lives and reduce the economic and human toll of these illnesses. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Have you tried any similar preventive measures? Do you think a nasal spray like this could become a staple in our health routines? Drop your questions and comments below. Let's get this conversation going. All right, friends, that wraps up today's deep dive into one of the most promising developments in preventive health. If you enjoyed this episode and learned something new, please hit that like button, subscribe to Shock Doc Medical, and share this podcast with your family and friends. Remember, staying informed is our best defense against the next big health challenge. Next week, we're going to explore another groundbreaking discovery that could change how we approach everyday wellness. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. This is Dr. Rod on Shock Doc Medical, signing off. Stay curious, stay safe, and keep questioning the world of medical innovation. Until next time.